Good morning, everyone. And a very good morning, and welcome to all the visitors and guests who are at our church today. How many of us this summer were able to enjoy the beautiful nature? How many of you went out to the beach? Let me see, how many? To the beach. How many of you went up to the mountains? Any went up to the mountains? How many of us had the opportunity to see the beauty of God all around us? My family and I were blessed. Early in the summer, we went up to the White Mountains of New Hampshire for the first time up there. And we saw beautiful mountains, beautiful scenery, and enjoyed the mountains. Later in the summer, we had the opportunity to travel to Greece. And we saw the most beautiful seas, the Aegean and Ionian seas. Beautiful beaches. And again, breathtaking scenery. And even just recently, as Faith and I, we had a little picnic on Webster Lake. And we went out on canoes on the water, right toward the evening time. And it was beautiful, magnificent, just to see God's beauty, His nature, all around us. We can understand how the psalmist wrote a beautiful verse in Psalm 103 when he said, "O Lord, how magnificent are your works. In wisdom you have made them all." God has created the world in His wisdom and out of His love. He's created the world, the environment, nature. And the greatest, the crown of His creation was humanity, each one of us. God, the Creator, has created the world. Patriarch Bartholomew, the ecumenical patriarch of His All Holiness, has been one of the leaders in the world, especially in the religious world, one of the leaders for the past 25 years, who's been highlighting the environment, nature, and reminding Christians all over the world how we have a great responsibility to care for creation. To not only enjoy the beauty that's all around us, but to be good stewards and to take care of the world around us. He says, "We believe in and accept a Creator who fashioned the world out of His love and made it very good. Tending to and caring for the environment is not a political whim or a social fashion. It is a divine commandment. It is a religious obligation. It is no less the will of God that we leave as light a footprint on the environment as possible." Since 1992, the ecumenical patriarch has been highlighting this theme, saying how we have to take care of the world around us. And over the past 25 years, the ecumenical patriarch has marked September 1st, which is the beginning of the church year, the beginning of the ecclesiastical calendar. He's highlighted September 1st to be the day of prayer for the protection of the natural environment. The day of prayer for the protection of the natural environment. It's a day where we're called to remember, and this is why I'm speaking about it today, because in 2 days we have September 1st, and I want each of us to remember the responsibility we have as stewards of the earth. In this church, we'll often talk about stewardship. We'll talk about being good stewards of whatever God has given you. Being good stewards of our wealth and sharing, using. Remember that all that God has given us is a loan from God. And God has given it to us to see how we will use it. And we're supposed to use it to glorify His name, to help others. So we're stewards of our wealth. We're stewards of all that He's given us, whatever talents and treasures we have. We're called to be good stewards, good caretakers of everything we have. But today I want to remind us that we are called to be good stewards of the world around us, of the nature, of the environment. What are we doing as individuals to be good stewards? To whatever degree we can. Whatever small degree we can, are we taking care of the environment? And then what are we doing speaking up to our government and to our leaders so that they will be good protectors of the environment, so that our children and our grandchildren will grow up and will be able to enjoy the beauty of nature the way we've enjoyed nature. It's something for all of us to think about and to reflect upon. I want to share with you just a few things that His All Holiness Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomew has to say. He's written extensively. He's led numerous conferences over the last 25 years with scientists, religious figures, and top scholars in the field. But he's had much to say on this topic. So let me just share with you a few things that he said. The way we respond to the natural environment directly reflects the way we treat human beings. We need to understand that a crime against nature is a crime against ourselves and a sin against God. He goes on to say, if we treat our planet in an inhumane, godless manner, we fail to see it as a gift inherited from above. Our original sin with regard to the natural environment lies in our refusal to accept the world as a sacrament, a mystery of communion, as a way of sharing with God and our neighbor on a global scale. It is our humble conviction that divine and human meet in the slightest detail contained in the seamless garment of God's creation. And one more word from the Ecumenical Patriarch. It should not be fear of impending disaster with regard to global change that obliges us to change our ways. Rather, it should be a recognition of the cosmic harmony and the original beauty that exists in the world. We must learn to make our communities more sensitive and to render our behavior toward nature more respectful. We must acquire a compassionate heart, what St. Isaac of Syria, a 7th century mystic, once called a heart that burns with love for the whole creation, for humans, for birds and beasts, for all of God's creation. Some of the greatest saints of our church were saints known for their love for nature, and not only their love for nature, but for their command over nature. So you had St. Seraphim of Saron, who was friends with the bears in the forest. You have St. Dionysius of the Jordan River, who was friends with the lions that were there. You had other saints who were such in communion with nature that even with animals, wild animals, they were at peace because they had become one with God and one with His creation. So, on September 1st, and not only on September 1st, but on September 1st, say a special prayer, thanking God for the beauty of creation. Say a special prayer asking for the forgiveness of God in any way that we have not been good stewards of caring for creation. And reflect, think about what we can do to preserve our environment so that we have something beautiful to hand down to the next generations.